All right, good morning everyone. Colin here with American Plant. Today we're going to talk about the basics of tomatoes. Two big things you want to remember whether you're in the ground or in a container. You always need a cage. One of my favorite styles are actually the collapsible ones. These are great because they're good for storage, easy to clean up at the end of the season, put them in the garage, storage shed, or even just laying flat on the ground. That way you don't have the unsightly cage just kind of sticking up in the middle of winter. If you are going to be in a container, we recommend a minimum size of 5 gallons. To give you a little bit of a size reference here, this is a 5-gallon container and this is a 6-gallon container. And again, this is the minimum size. You can actually easily go up to a 10-gallon container for a tomato. It's going to be just fine. They go through a lot of nutrients, so it's good to have a really good amount of soil volume for them because they get nice and big. If you are going to be in a container, Determinate tomatoes are best because they're typically going to be anywhere between 3 and 5 feet tall. Indeterminate tomatoes can get anywhere between 5 and sometimes 7, 8 feet tall by the end of the season. So keep that in mind as you are going through and picking out your tomatoes as well. All right, and remember, tomatoes are a full sun plant. And what does that mean? That means they need at least 6 full hours of sun, preferably middle of the day sun, so it's nice direct overhead sun. Big thing with tomatoes, they like to stay evenly moist. When we have rainfall between 1 and 2 inches a week, that's typically enough for them. You're still going to want to go out and check every couple days if you can, especially when we get into the summer months, whether they're in a container or in the ground, just to make sure they stay evenly moist. If they dry out too much or actually stay too wet, that's when you sometimes get cracking on the fruit. So again, that moisture level is really important. Another thing that's very important with tomatoes is a tomato-specific fertilizer. The reason tomato-specific fertilizers are so important is because they have extra calcium in them. The extra calcium is going to help prevent blossom end rot. That way you get more fruit throughout the season and you're going to get more bud and bloom. That way you get more fruit off of your tomato plant. Now, with all the different varieties that are available to plant, what's nice is when you come into American Plant, we have varieties from local growers, which means they're going to do better in the Mid-Atlantic's hot, humid summer. Some varieties of note to keep in mind for cherry tomatoes: Sun Gold, Sun Sugar, Sweet 100, Grape, Juliet, all really nice, good varieties. For heirloom varieties, Cherokee Purple, Classic Standby, nice big red purple fruit, Green Zebra, Mr. Stripey, a couple other nice big heirloom tomatoes that are fun to grow. And then for good standby, just nice red slicing tomatoes, Better Boy, Big Boy, Celebrity, those are all really nice tomatoes. And of course, for pasta sauce, you always have to plant the Roma.